for KiwiKaki. So really not too much going on at this point. It's kind of an awkward standstill. So these roaches, gonna walk all the way there and then all the way back. Guess that was their plan. So, but that is a large roach army. So if we look at the units right now, there's 16 Zerglings, 17 roaches. So I don't really know what he has to deal with this. If we look at the upgrades, I believe he got the, yeah, so he's gotten both upgrades for the roaches. He has not, I don't know when you get burrow. Maybe he has burrow. He does not have burrow. But I don't know when.
No, he's not yet researched burrow. He did research the tunneling claws for roaches, though, so it's interesting that he would, actually has burrow on the way at his hatchery at his expansion.
Oh, okay, that's where I was missing it. So, I was looking at the natural. But that is alright. So, burrow is on the way, so maybe trying to
as well as a hydralisk then, actually.
Yeah, that is interesting. So, we do have ground armor level 1 going up for KiwiKaki and an observer coming up, so the burrow is going to be less effective. But we do have the Groove Spines and the Zerg Missile Attack level 2 coming out, so those hydralisks are going to have the range +1, as well as a stronger attack. So this is a quite large force here. This observer is checking out the middle of the map, strategically putting down that Zergling to scout when this army is coming, but to counter it, I guess he's getting a lot of stalkers, which I guess is probably not the best counter.
I would like to see him start getting some immortals from this robotics facility because, as you all know, immortals are very good against roaches. The hardened shields really help to protect them, and they do a lot of damage against armored units.
Yeah, so I'm really interesting after he saw those roaches that in the end he's still gonna go hard stalker army. That is a lot of stalkers. So that observer is gonna slowly push back the creep tumors. That is just a lot of bad guys. So we'll see how well these Protoss, and you notice I say bad guys. I feel kind of bad saying that because they are neither bad guys. I'm just a Protoss player, so in my mind, Zerglings and roaches are all just really bad.
As well as in the campaign mode, they are the villains.
Indeed. So, oh, this large force is going to start pushing out, trying to micro these stalkers backwards, but that is just so many. He's going to try and get the surround with those little Zerglings. Good force fields there to slow them down, but I don't really think he has enough to deal with this army. He really should have got some immortals, I feel.
We do actually have a blink on the way for the stalker, so it'll be interesting to see how he tries to use that. The Zerg army is pulling back at this point, so blink might be finished in time, not quite sure. But really I'm not sure what it could help him with in this
So
situation.
focusing down one roach at a time, always a good strategy, as he can now one-shot these roaches every time. Blink has completed, so yeah, I guess that would be really interesting to see how he does it. So the expansion is going down, but this one Zergling is going to be to no avail, trying to kill. Oh, and he does just kind of dig a little hole and chill. So we'll see what that Zergling ends up doing, as he is now in a little hole.
Yeah, if KiwiKaki forgets about that, it could actually be slightly annoying for him because Dimaga could pop that Zergling out and start attacking probes with
But
it.
this is a large force in the middle, 163 supply worth of roaches and hydralisks. If we look at the, I guess if we look at them, they have level 2, the hydralisks have level 2 weapons, and if the roaches have, oh, I guess they use the same upgrade, so yeah, they have level 2 weapons as well. So trying to, I guess, surround this army, but that is just a lot of stalkers. No matter what you're using, that is just hard to take out. So getting a warp prism instead, so that's an interesting call. I guess he's going to try and warp inside the back of his base, which would be kind of interesting to watch, as well as ground level weapons 1. Ooh, so trapping some of these hydralisks.
Yep, force field's going down there. Nice play, trapping through these hydralisks in, but I don't think it really blocked those hydralisks in the back from attacking too much, and the roaches popping up right in the front, using the burrow there. Good control by KiwiKaki, blinking some of those stalkers back to try to reduce the damage they were taking. So actually a really good play by KiwiKaki there to hold off an army that's definitely considerably larger. even sniping those roaches as they do burrow. More force fields going down. At this point, I can't quite tell who's going to come out ahead, but I do think KiwiKaki is in a fairly good position
So
right
definitely
now.
using the blink to his advantage, and because he does have that high ground or the advantage with this pylon, he can warp in units and get a surround on these hydralisks. So that is never a bad thing. So he wipes up almost all of these hydralisks, even these overlords spewing creep, so they move, his units move faster, which is always a good idea. So still a large force. I mean, he reinforced his army very fast, and warping in even more. He is non-stop warping in, but that is a large force. So even pulling off probes at this point to start dealing with some of these hydralisks, but most of those all those probes are going to die, and still his stalkers are not going to have enough to survive.
We do have a few more reinforcements here, but I just don't think it's going to be enough at this point. Dimaga is able to reinforce his army much faster with these 3 hatcheries, whereas KiwiKaki actually does have 6 gateways right now, but I still think that Dimaga is able to reinforce more quickly, and I think his unit composition is just, it was better. The Stalkers do not fare too well against this.
Yeah, especially when you have this many hydralisks, they are one-shotting these stalkers, so there was nothing he could do there, and he was forced to GG as he decided nonetheless to go mass stalkers, when really when he saw this unit composition, I would have liked to see some immortals and maybe even, like, I don't know, really anything besides mass stalkers.
No, I'm feeling pretty pro right now, because if you guys saw that 3v3, I went Stalkers and it worked for me, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself
Well,
right
you
now.
weren't versus roaches and hydralisks, unfortunately.
Shut up.
So I'm gonna burst your bubble a little bit there, but either way, just goes to show that was a lot of stalkers, and I think with less hydralisks and roaches, even with good micro on those stalkers, they were just not the right unit composition. So the unit composition does matter that much.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Immortals. I don't know what else I can say. I think those would have been extremely useful in trying to combat this large roach
Yes,
army.
indeed. So that is a StarCraft 2 presentation by Hugh and NS. Hope to see you guys next time.